Today I will be going over the structures and the mechanics of the hip joint, specifically those related to squatting. First, we must understand a little bit about the anatomy and physiology of the joint itself. The hip is composed of the pelvis, which is divided into three parts, the ilium, the ischium, and the pubis, as well as the femur. The pelvis also contains the acetabular socket, which articulates with the head of the femur and allows for motion of the joint. It is a triaxial ball and socket joint, which means it allows for movements such as adduction, abduction, flexion, extension, internal rotation, external rotation, and a combination of all. There are four major ligaments. These are the ligamentum teres, iliofemoral, pubofemoral, and ischiofemoral. Together, they provide stability and nutrition to the bones and joint. Now let's go over the major muscles that are used when squatting. First, the rectus femoris originates in the anterior inferior iliac spine and inserts into the patellar tendon. This is responsible for flexion. Other flexor muscles which help to bring the knee forward include the sartorius, pectineus, tensor fasciae lata, iliopsoas, and gracilis muscle. There are three adductor muscles, the adductor longus, adductor magnus, and adductor brevis. All three of these aid in hip adduction, external rotation, extension, and flexion. Moving on to the external rotators, we have the piriformis, gemellus superior, gemellus inferior, obturator internus, obturator externus, quadratus femoris. As you go down in your squat, these will help stabilize the joint and keep you from dislocating. On the way up from a squat, the gluteus maximus, biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus are engaged to allow you to push back up and extend the knee joint. To sum everything up, the muscles on the anterior side of your leg, which are your quads, allow for hip flexion. The muscles on the posterior side of your leg, which are your gluteus and your hamstrings, provide for hip extension. Now let's move on to a demonstration.